back in the test drive of the app, you saw that when I touch the Add New City menu option, the Add City dialog appears in the center of the screen. And this is actually a dialog fragment, as it's called. And like the other fragments on the screen, we use a fragment manager to help get this dialog displayed. So if you take a look at our showAddCityDial method, which as we mentioned in the previous video will get called when the user touches that menu item, the first thing we do is create an object of our own class, addCityDialogFragment. It's a subclass of dialogFragment, and dialogFragment allows you in an activity that's displaying multiple fragments to display a dialog within that activity. So you can see over here the class addCityDialogFragments Java source code file, and we'll look at that in a subsequent video. So we create the dialog fragment object, we get a reference to the fragment manager, and we use it to create a fragment transaction by calling the begin transaction method on the fragment manager. And then we say to the dialog fragment, show yourself using that add city fragment transition fragment transaction object. The second argument here is just a tag string that we're not using, so in our case we set it to the empty string. Now, once this dialog is displayed on the screen, we need some way to get back the information that the user enters through that dialog. And you may recall that this class, WeatherViewerActivity, implements the interface dialog finished listener from the addCityDial fragment class. And because our WeatherViewerActivity class implements that interface, we have to define this onDialogFinished method that receives the zip code string and a boolean indicating whether or not this selected city, or new city rather, it should be the preferred city. So we receive those two pieces of information, and then we call our method getCityNameFromZipCode, which is going to receive those two pieces of data and use that to add the new city to our cities list.